Chapter 316. Surprise, you aren't working with me in the first place. At the very most, we are only working together because we have a deal. Song Shi replied coldly. He made a hand seal and tapped the ground. He activated the array formation's teleportation power and left silently with the three of them, avoiding the eyes and ears guarding outside. Heavenly prison. Wuxia was dressed in black and had her hair tied up. She looked especially capable. Your Highness, this way please. The heavenly guard leading the way led her to a wide cell. Inside, there was only a tattered puppet. The strange thing was that this puppet was entangled by the chains, as if they were afraid that it would escape. At this moment, the chain shook, and a delicate face appeared on the puppet's head. She looked at the noble Wuxia and asked, "Who are you?" "Sister, don't be nervous. I'm not here to torture you." Wuxia waved her hand and let the heavenly guards leave, leaving only a hunched old man behind. She crossed her arms and said confidently, "I know your identity. You're the daughter of a rich family in Jinzhou. Unfortunately, your entire family was killed by the 100 Ghosts Taoist and you became a ghost. The strange thing is that you were actually taken in by the blood-robed old ghost." Bai Zhaoqin looked at Wuxia without saying a word. She felt that this woman was not simple. Don't you think it's a coincidence? This blood-robed old ghost once possessed Song Shi, a rich young master from Jin City. Coincidentally, this Song Shi seems to have an engagement with you, but it hasn't been decided yet. If I hadn't asked more people, I wouldn't have known that you two had such a relationship. Wuxia looked at Bai Zhaoqin playfully and walked closer. She stared into Bai Zhaoqin's eyes. Can you tell me what your relationship with the blood-robed old ghost is? Is this blood-robed old ghost Song Shi, or is he really the demon who kills people like FLIs? I don't know what you're talking about. Bai Zhaoqin subconsciously avoided her gaze. Compared to Princess Wuxia, who had grown up in the palace and experienced many troublesome matters, Bai Zhaoqin was still too naive. Her reaction basically told Princess Wuxia that there was definitely something wrong with this blood-robed old ghost. He was most likely not that demon. As expected, you know some of his secrets. If you're willing to tell me some, I can guarantee that your soul won't dissipate. How about that? Princess Wuxia said with a threatening expression. I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a maid of the blood-robed old ghost. Bai Zhaoqin retreated back into her battle puppet, not wanting to face Wuxia. Heh, the blood-robed old ghost is willing to give such a high-level puppet to a maidservant. I heard that you even used a teleportation talisman when you were escaping. If you didn't have any special relationship, would he be so generous? Wuxia smiled mockingly. Back then, you were only a little ghost equivalent to a cultivator at the key refinement. Why did he care so much about you? Wuxia's words made Bai Zhaoqin especially nervous. She did not say a word and was even prepared to not reveal anything even if she was beaten to death. You don't have to say anything else. For your matter, I specially investigated some clues and basically confirmed that the blood-robed old ghost is actually your fiancé. He's not the original blood-robed old ghost, nor is he the Yi Wenzong who took the initiative to possess him. Wuxia chuckled with a determined expression. No, Elder is not Song Shi. Don't make wild guesses. Bai Zhaoqin said anxiously. She actually did not know the exact situation, but she also understood that it was impossible for the blood-robed old ghost to treat her like this. After Wuxia's deduction, she was completely certain. However, she knew that this was not a good thing for Song Shi, so she chose to deny it. This person is indeed full of mystery. I wonder if he will take the risk to save you. Wuxia sighed. I don't think so. This is the heavenly prison. It's comparable to a forbidden area. No matter how capable he is, he can forget about coming here. She was rather curious about how Song Shi had avoided being possessed by two powerhouses and how he was so capable. Ever since she heard that her brother had suffered at this person's hands, she had been secretly investigating. Although she had not met him yet, she knew some information. This person gave her the feeling that the more she investigated, the more mysterious he became. The more she speculated, the more unbelievable it was. She thought, I really want to meet this Song Shi personally. When Bai Zhaoqin heard this, she had mixed feelings. She was happy that Song Shi did not have to take the risk, but she was also sad that she would die here. After obtaining the information she wanted to know, Wu Shi said to the old man beside her, "Teacher Gong, take a look at this puppet. Can it be duplicated? If it can be duplicated, it can produce many powerful helpers. It's difficult to replicate it completely in a short period of time. It shouldn't be a problem if we spend more time." The old man had been studying the puppet and gave his judgment. What we lack is time. Currently, the various states look peaceful, but in reality, they are gradually losing control. Too many people want to be feudal lords or even establish themselves as emperors. Sky Demon Cult has also created a bunch of demons. I wonder if we can make it in time. At this point, Wuxi turned around. "Continue your research. Bai Zhaoqin, you're more familiar with the puppet. I hope you can cooperate. I can help make you suffer less." As she walked towards the door, her nostrils suddenly twitched. Then, she left quietly. The hunchbacked old man squatted down and began to study the battle puppet. After looking at it for a moment, a cold aura descended from above his head, causing his back to turn cold. Before he could react, he was frozen by Bai Yuer. She walked out and looked at the puppet. She smiled and said, "So this is young master's wife. Greetings from Yuer." Bai Zhaoqin popped her head out in shock. She looked at Song Shi, who was slowly appearing beside Bai Yuer, and cried tears of joy. "Elder, I was late." Song Shi felt guilty, if not for the fact that he had wasted too much time. In the Spirit Land and the 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider, Bai Zhaoqin would not have been captured here. "Elder, I'm too stupid," Bai Zhaoqin blamed herself. "Don't cry, they'll get you out." Song Shi walked towards the chain. After grabbing it, the supreme Yang True fire that he had just cultivated fused with the sword aura and began to cut the chain. Coupled with his powerful physical strength, one of the chains broke with a crack. Just as he was about to break the second chain, a terrifying pressure appeared out of thin air. The entire cell lit up and was sealed. Bai Yuer became nervous. "Young master, something doesn't seem right." Song Shi was shocked. "How did you discover it?" "I didn't activate the array formation." He turned his head in confusion. Wuxia and the others happened to appear and stopped at the door. "Should I call you Senior Brother Chen, blood-robed old ghost, or Young Master Song?" Wu Shi sized up Song Shi, looking like victory was in her grasp. "You have some skill." For the first time, Song Shi took this woman seriously. Other than her top-notch looks and temperament, her methods were not simple. Wu Shi smiled at Song Shi. "Young Master Song, are you surprised? Are you surprised that I could actually sense your arrival?" "I'm a little surprised. I thought that cracking and controlling a portion of the array formation would be foolproof. I didn't expect you to notice me." Song Shi said in admiration, "Let me think about it. The way you discovered me should be through the smell, right?" He quickly checked his own situation. The array formation did not change much, and the invisibility talisman was not something that the other party could easily detect. He raised his hand and smelled the clothes. There was a faint fragrance. This was not his, but from this princess. Young Master Song's reaction is really fast. "That's right, it's the fragrance. The spices I've been using recently are very special, but they won't dissipate for 100 days. Wu Shi smiled. Song Shi was enlightened. "You've been suspecting me for a long time? When something happens, no matter who it is, it's suspicious, especially people like you who are already strange.